Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to Washita Valley Farms. Glad you could come back and join me today. And yes, I know I am still baling hay. To be honest, I'm getting kind of tired of baling hay. I'm sure some of you are getting tired of watching me bale hay, but the good news is I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, at least for this job, anyways. So what we're doing today is we are finishing up the last little bit of alfalfa for Jimmy. Now, for those of you who don't know Jimmy, you can go back a few episodes, not many, just a handful, and you can discover how I got hooked up with Jimmy and accepted the deal to bale this hay for him. We baled some grass for him that he wrapped up into baleage. I have now baled some grass hay for him off of this same place over here, kind of in the back. And now I am square baling his alfalfa for him. And this is alfalfa hay that we're baling. It's been dried into hay, and that's what we're doing here. This is the second to last field that we're on right here. We've got this field. It consists of this windrow and the one right next to me, and then those right across the trees over there. And then we've got to go down the road just a bit and go to another little tiny patch. I think it's about 4 acres. Won't take long at all to knock out. And then this contract, this job, will be done. I think I was kind of hoping, I was sort of hoping that we'd end up with 2,000 bales. I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't quite think there's enough hay on the ground left to get to 2,000 bales. We're probably going to we'll easily get to 1,900, I think, but we're just not going to get to 2,000. I'm going to guess, or kind of forecast rather, that we will probably end up somewhere around 1,920 bales when all is said and done. So we'll see. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, and those of you who are longtime subscribers, I appreciate you coming to visit me and spend some time with me. And for those of you who don't know, this is a brand new tractor for me. Now, is it a brand new tractor? No, it's not a brand new tractor. But for me, it's new to me. Now, a couple of videos ago, I took delivery of this tractor. It is a 1991 Deutz Allis 9190. Now, this tractor was a pretty good sized row crop tractor back in 1991. It's got just over, well, according to the book anyway, according to the factory, it's got just over 200 horsepower. I think the engine actually puts out around 200 and I think it's either 202 or 205. That's what the engine's rated at. Plenty enough horsepower to pull around this chrome big pack. There's some of the hay that you see there. That's some grass hay that I baled a few days ago. Actually, it wasn't a few days. I cut it a few days ago. That was only just, let's see, I started baling that the day before yesterday, and yeah, I baled all that the day before yesterday. So anyways, back to the tractor. And now those of you who watched the video, saw the video of when this tractor got delivered, it's finally here. That was the name of the video. You might remember that my dash didn't work. So my digital readout wasn't working, and my left-hand blinker light was blinking all the time. And I mentioned in the last video that I finally got that sorted out, got that fixed. And as you can see, my digital readout is working quite nicely, except for some reason it is stuck on kilometers per hour instead of miles per hour. So I still got to do some figuring, some thinking on how to get it back over to miles per hour. But after that, we'll be good to go. So let's see here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows left here in this field. No, 6. I got a short one. 7. There's a short one up there. But anyways, I am looking forward to being done with square baling for a few days. I was absolutely thrilled yesterday when I finished up mowing this place, or swathing this place. Actually, I finished up on the place that is just down the road, where it's the place we're going to finish up baling. That's the last place I baled, or that's the last place I swathed rather, and I was pretty excited to be done with that place. Over the past about week and a half, I have swathed, raked, and by the time I'm done today, baled 255 acres. And that is a lot of acres, 16 feet at a time, when you're pulling a swather. On the plus side of all that, in that last week and a half, I have made, well, I haven't gotten paid yet, but I've made a lot of money in this past week and a half. Enough money that by the time I'm done, I will have this tractor paid off in full, and I should even have a little bit left over. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Part of the reason why I even have this tractor is because of this contract. And if you guys are interested in going several videos back in the series, you can catch up and follow along with me in this whole little mini adventure I've had here, finding this tractor, acquiring this tractor, and having this contract with Jimmy. I don't know if we'll see Jimmy today or not. We should see Jimmy tomorrow. I think he told me he had some kind of livestock show or something to go to. I think one of his grandkids or something is showing a steer this year. So he told me that he was going to be gone for most of the afternoon this afternoon and late into the evening. He told me when I got finished to text him the number of bales, and he would make sure to have me a check tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that, because really, I don't have a lot of money left. Now, for those of you who are longtime subscribers, longtime viewers, you guys know that money is not all the money I have in the world. I do have some money that I'll be using to go back to school, because I start back to college at Oklahoma State next week. Actually, next Thursday is my first day back on campus. Well, not my first day back on campus, but next Thursday is my first day of class. So I have one class that I have to be there on Thursday. It's like an introductory kind of a deal. And the rest of my classes will start on Friday. This semester I got pretty lucky, and I'll have classes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I'll have Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll have Tuesdays and Thursdays to come back and do some farming and some things like that. And I'll be done around noon on Friday. So I'll still be able to go to school, and I'll be able to come back and do some farming as well. Hay season is actually just about wrapped up around here. As you can kind of tell, a couple of nights ago we got pretty cool, and thankfully it didn't really hurt the alfalfa. It has burned, or I guess not burned, but it froze some of the tips of some of the grass around here. So winter's coming, and fall is definitely here. So the little bit of hay I've got yet to bale, it's all going to be actual hay. But the little bit that I've got left to bale, I need to get going on that and get it done here pretty soon. Because if I don't get it done pretty soon, it's all going to freeze, and it's definitely not going to be it's not going to be very good quality. Alright, so let's unload. This baler's got an unload feature, so we're going to unload the baler here, and then we're going to go down the road. I'm going to turn my hazards on. Will be nice when we'll wait for this truck coming here. But yeah, we're going to get on the road here, and we are going to seal the deal on this contract for Jimmy. So another thing that I've got coming up, and I've been telling you guys for probably a couple of weeks now, that I need to get it done, and this is like number one top priority as soon as this is done. So after today, really, this is kind of number one priority, is I've got to get my alfalfa put in the ground. I got to get my alfalfa planted. And Steve came by the co-op yesterday. Steve Thomas, he's my alfalfa mentor. He's the guy that's going to help me get my stand established and all that. He actually came by the co-op yesterday, and he had something interesting to tell me, and I'm not really going to elaborate too much, because he didn't have it. He didn't really have everything nailed down and finalized yet. But I may be kind of changing my plans as to how I'm going to put that alfalfa down. He kind of had, like I said, he didn't really tell me anything too definite, but he sort of proposed something that I might just take him up on. I don't. It's going to be in the next video, so I don't want to elaborate too much. But you know, all this time I've been saying, hey, I'm going to sow oats with the alfalfa, and I'm going to use the oats as a nurse crop, and I'm going to have that alfalfa, or I'm going to have that oats rather, to harvest in the spring. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what we're going to do or not. Steve came to me and he said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this for my alfalfa, because all his alfalfa acres, they've got one more year. So next year there'll be an alfalfa, and then next fall after we after I bale the second cutting for him, then he's gonna plow it all up, and he's gonna rotate a different crop in. So he's thinking about trying something new when he plants all his alfalfa acres next time, and he wanted to try to kind of maybe work with me and see what we could do ahead of time to kind of prove that out. So without saying too much, that's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be interesting though, if he gets it all worked out, and it's gonna be. I think it will benefit both of us. So that's gonna be kind of interesting. The next video. So as I was mentioning, I'm starting back to school next Thursday. So I got to go kind of get moved in and kind of get settled. You know, probably Wednesday. Stillwater is about an hour away, so that's where Oklahoma State is, in Stillwater. And so it's about an hour away. I'm gonna live there. I'm not gonna live at home with mom and dad, just kind of because I don't want to live at home. They don't necessarily want me to live at home. They're happy that I'm around, don't get me wrong, but they think it's important that I get out and kind of do my own thing when I can. So next Wednesday and Thursday, really probably the next couple of weeks is going to be I'm going to be pretty busy outside of doing any farming. So I still plan to try to get the one video a week, like I've been trying to do, but I probably won't get you any extras videos in the next couple weeks. I'm going to be pretty busy. I'm going to be pretty hooked up with the non-farming stuff, and honestly most of what I'm going to be doing when I am farming is more baling hay. So I'm going to try to give you guys a break on the hay baling. Now, there are some other things coming up though, and since I'm going to be off and free-ish on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm planning on helping Kurt with some of his fall harvest stuff. Now he's got beans that are pretty much ready. He's going to be starting to get those out pretty soon, and he's also got quite a bit of corn that's going to have to come out. So, and usually his corn's pretty decent. I mean, not that his soybeans aren't as well, but he usually needs some help doing that stuff. The corn especially, because there's just so much of it to move. There's so many bushels to move. So he usually always needs a little bit of truck driving help or grain carting help or something like that. So I got that stuff coming up too. Winter is going to be here before we know it though. So that is something that's happening. Whenever winter gets here, that's probably going to be the end of my first season of Washita Valley Farms. That's going to be the end of the first season of the series. So that will be here before I know it. And there may be a few things throughout the winter that I kind of do, but probably won't be a whole lot. But that's way ahead. That's in the future. There's still a lot of things to get done between now and then, and I've still got a lot of videos to shoot and some interesting things to do before winter fully gets here. So far, I'm pretty pleased with this tractor. It's pretty good on fuel so far. I've been running it pretty hard, pulling this baler since I got it hooked up a few days ago, and I'm still on my first tank of fuel. So after baling, I don't know, I'll have to go back and think about it, but after baling, it's be almost 800 bales by the time I'm done. Be 750, 800 bales. After baling 750, 800 bales, I've only used, about 2/3 of a tank of fuel. So I feel like that's pretty good, especially since I've been running the tractor, wide open. This baler's got 1,000 RPM PTO, so it's been the tractor's really been wound up, and I'm pleasantly surprised by how good it seems to be on fuel. One thing the previous owner warned me about this tractor in particular, because if you guys don't know, the Deutz Fars, at least in this 900 or this 9000 series, they're air cooled diesels, and there's a hydraulic fan, and there's a fan that's just run straight off the crank of the engine. And one of the things the guy told me was to make sure that I'm running the engine at a high enough RPM that it can blow enough air across the cylinders to keep it cool. And so far that hasn't been a problem. After baling one full evening yesterday, I took the cowling off to expose the cylinders, and the cylinders were under the ductwork for the fan, and so I took that off, checked it out. It was pretty clean. There was a little bit of dust in it. Not bad at all, considering I've been baling hay. I just blew it out, and it was good to go again. So quite a bit easier actually than blowing out a radiator. So it looks like, as we come down to the final windrow for Jimmy this year, Looks like we're going to end up with just less than 1,950 bales. So 1,950 bales of hay over the past about week and a half. It has been a marathon, and I will be very much ready to call this a day and a job and a contract complete, which at this point is exactly what it is. Alright, we're going to unload the final bale. We're going to hop out and take a look at this thing. And there she is, hooked to the baler. It did a fantastic job as far as I'm concerned, baling this alfalfa up. I had to put some new poly in the baler. It's orange poly, so I think it looks pretty good. Stands out nicely against the alfalfa bales. This baler, if you guys don't know, is a baler that I rented. So I don't own this baler, own the tractor, don't own the baler. But it's a baler that I rented from a guy named Rusty that's kind of a used equipment wheeler dealer kind of a guy. And this baler hadn't been used much in the past several years, and it's just kind of something that he had sort of sitting in the back of a barn, and I needed a baler, and I didn't know he had the baler, but he just, you know, I made comment that I needed to find a baler and a tractor, and he said, well, you know, I've got a baler and I can help you find a tractor. So this is Rusty's baler, and Rusty's actually the guy that put me in contact with the person that I bought the tractor from. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. I thank you very much for watching. I know that you guys are probably tired of watching me bale hay, and trust me, I'm tired of baling hay. But the next thing that we're going to do, the next video that you're going to see, I promise, is going to be something other than baling hay. If you saw, if you watched a couple of episodes ago, I told you exactly what it's going to be, and the next video that you see is going to have this tractor in it, and this tractor is going to be dualed up. I'm gonna take the baler back probably tomorrow after I kind of clean it up and get the excess hay out of it. And once this baler's back, we're going to take this thing straight to the co-op and put the rear duals on it, and it'll be on to another adventure. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. If you are a subscriber, please make sure you hit the little bell so you get notified when a new video is released. And thanks for your time. See you guys next time.